Hey, Stone Go, it's Wotko here with Unknown Hip Hop Culture, about to do a podcast. Just want to say thanks for having me. We're chilling here at the house with the kids. We're going to have a good discussion, have a good time. Just want to say Mado.
Grow slow but don't get old. Young spirits, we stay golden. I pray to bless all of my kinfolk, and I hope that it hits them tenfold, because somehow we still don't fold inside of a dream they sold. I know this world can be cold, but don't let it take hold. What I got I will not sell. My spirit, that's true wealth, and I do well with that new health. Dispelling all dark spells when I truth tell of another time back when I fell from the divine. Steadily climbing, refining my grind and claim my shining. Okay, so you fell, you know we do it so well. But did you get back up and bring home a story to tell? And you'll be just fine, you're not the first angel that fell. Don't forget you got wings, you don't gotta stay in hell. And no, I know we must grow, but please don't get old. Your spirit is forever young, so keep it gold. Free my soul, it's screaming out, let me go. Now I know I'm only held by the chains.
What's up, everybody? This is D-Rock with Unknown Hip Hop Culture, sitting here with Wotko.
What up, Stone Go?
Wotko. My first question is, how'd you come up with the name?
Wotko is Muskogee. It means raccoon. And I'm from the raccoon clan in our tribe. So I don't know, it just made sense. I was like, kind of like represent my clan, you know? And I was like, I felt like it was a unique name, which it found out that kind of like isn't, because there's another, I don't know if he's a native artist, but he goes by Witko. Witko. Oh,
yeah.
And I didn't know that, but I was like, well, you know, I got a good reason for using it. So yeah, it just means raccoon and represents my clan.
Okay. How many other, or what are the names of the other clans? In
Muskogee?
Yeah.
Man, there's like Alligator, Star Clan, Wind Clan, Deer Clan, Snake Clan, Potato. Man, yeah, there's like pretty much one for almost every animal, you know.
Okay.
But a lot of them are based off animals.
Okay. Are you kind of more? Have you always been kind of deep into the like culture? And everything, or?
Man, I grew up outside of it, because when my mom and dad split up when I was younger, my mom was never into it. My dad, his side of the family, they're all traditional. You know, they do the ceremonies. They all grew up with it, and so I wasn't too connected to that side of the family until I got older.
Okay.
I was about 26. Yeah, about 20, probably around 27 actually. Is when I started like getting out, like trying to break out of like addiction and stuff, and then trying to like find out who I am and trying to just figure out where I came from, and something just kind of just pulled me back. I just started asking questions, like reached out to family, asked my uncle about it, and he's the one that kind of like took me in and like started showing me the ways, took me to ceremonies, and man, I just dove in. It just felt right, you know. It felt like coming home, and it felt good to reconnect with my people and our ways, and man, I learned a lot. And yeah, that's how it started. You know, I got in late, but I don't know, it all just felt like it was just natural to me going back.
Yeah. Have you was there ever like a thought of, you know, kind of being, I guess you'd say, like an outcast, you know, just because you said you come in late, or was like the people around you, know, more welcoming than you kind of figured they would be?
Everyone was pretty welcoming. It is scary, man, when you don't grow up in it, because everything, like the culture's kind of like, I don't know how to explain. When you don't know what it is, you're just kind of like, it's like this like almost like mystical thing. Like you hold it in like such reverence. Like, man, it's like such a different thing from the American culture that we grew up in. It's very scary to start like trying to walk in that world. But I mean, having family helped out a lot. And, you know, you just got to like be humble and like kind of like keep your ego in check, because it can be like really exciting to reconnect, and you can start like just being like overzealous like about it, you know. And you just like, I've had people just kind of keep me in check, you know. Like my uncle did a really good job of teaching me things, and my family has a campground at our ceremony ground, so I kind of just stuck close to them, and then, you know, just slowly got to know more people in the culture, and then I just branched out from there. But it was definitely scary, and you definitely do feel like an outcast. It's a very intimidating journey to go on.
Okay.
But man, it's just like it's home, you know. It just feels right.
Yeah. As far as like music and stuff, when did you start? When did you start making music?
Well, I've done music ever since I was like, I started playing guitar at like 12, I think. So I went to some guitar lessons, started playing, and then it was just like from then on, that's just all I did growing up was just play music. I was in bands and all throughout like high school and stuff. And then after high school, I, got a Mac computer and I started just like making my own music. And, then eventually it just gravitated towards more of like a hip hop thing. And then, it just happened, man. I've kind of been doing music my whole life. Okay. Kind of like the first like love, the thing that was like just my thing. I would just sit in my room, play guitar for hours, and just kept going from there. Just exploring different areas of music, and whatever I could get into, and whatever piqued my interest. So.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going. Whenever you said you started in guitar, kind of how you ended up, kind of hip hop and everything. Did you ever think that was where it was gonna lead to, or did you just kind of like dabble with?
No, I never once thought about like rapping, and I don't really know if I even consider myself like just a rapper, because it's always like evolving.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like expressing from like my soul, and there's certain, like Mac Miller said at one time in an interview, it just said there's just certain things you can't express with like rapping. You gotta like sing it. And I've always like been a singer, and over the time, I mean, it might have started out with rapping with this Wotko thing, but I mean, I'm always trying to like expand kind of like the genre, kind of not just be stuck in one thing. And but yeah, I definitely didn't expect rapping to be a thing. I don't. It just happened. Like I didn't like consciously go, I'm gonna be a rapper.
Yeah.
I would just like always just hear. I would listen to grow up listening to hip hop or like music or metal or emo music. I would always like feel like I could write stuff in my head like along with their stuff, and I'd always sing along or like rap along and stuff. And I think I was like, I just started to just try it, like just like tried putting the stuff that's in my head out onto something, and I just did it. I remember the first time I posted a video, I didn't think anyone was gonna like it, and the responses were like kind of really surprising because you don't know if you're any good or not. You're just like doing it, and and when the feedback was pretty good, I got real curious. I just wanted to see how, like, because it was so new to me, like to write in that format, like lyrically, and I just kind of wanted to see like how I could develop it. And with hip hop, it's such a good medium to express like the soul. And it's a really good tool for like digging and like exploring yourself, and then expressing like about the world that's going on around you. And I just kept exploring that, and it just kept going and going. And yeah, I didn't expect it to get to where it's at now at all. Like I really didn't. So it's kind of surprising, but it's been quite a journey.
Yeah. How'd you get hooked up with Stinjati whenever you? I know you done like we was talking about earlier. You done the show in Vegas.
Man, it was my friend Tova. I can't remember exact. He's looking at the camera. I was at a sweat with my friend Tova, and I think that's where I first heard about Stinjati. She's like, man, there's this other Muskogee musician that you gotta meet, or like. I think she just kept trying to like hook us up, and I finally messaged him after I put out a song or two. I'm pretty sure I'm the one that approached him first. I sent him something, and he's like, that's pretty good. He's like, to be honest, he's like, it's better than most of the stuff I hear, especially just starting out. And yeah, it just we kind of exchanged stuff back and forth, and I started checking out his music. And the first time we met is when he did that cover of Joyner Lucas, I'm Not Racist.
Yeah.
That video.
Yeah.
He needed a native actor for that part, for that video, and I was like, well, what if I did it? I'm like,
Yeah.
I thought I'd. What?
Where's the kids go?
I think they went outside. They'll be back. Yeah, I was like, so I messaged him. I was like, dude, what if I did it? He's like, that would be awesome, because
Yeah.
I've already been doing like music videos for myself, and I just really like vibed with like what he was saying in that song. And so, I flew out there to, where he lives, and that's where we first met. And man, we just like, it was just a really good time. We kind of just clicked, he's a pretty chill dude. And we just kind of stayed in contact from there. And, he's always been like, I guess like, he always seems like the dude that's like, he wants to like lift all people up. He really wants his people to thrive. Anyone that's doing anything,
Yeah.
And I've never really had to ask him to like put me on shows or stuff. He just does it. Just does it. And I'm super grateful. I guess, I supported him before, and he's just like returning the favor,
Yeah.
And that was before we even knew about Reservation Dogs.
Yeah.
I was just supporting him because I just really loved the message he was putting out. And I think it's just kind of been a nice exchange of that.
Yeah. Speaking of message, like, as far as whenever people hear your music, what's the type of message that you're hoping as a whole, with your whole career and stuff, that you want to be known for?
Just to be a good human, like, about love and like just connected to culture. I think, Native kids growing up, or, anyone that's Native, like, it's really inspiring when you hear a message that you can relate to on a deep level like that with culture, and like you can really relate to their experiences because they're Native too.
Yeah.
And all my songs have just been about this journey of like me changing my life for the better, trying to heal from like addictions and all the generational trauma, and then my journey of making that, that change, and also trying to be a better dad.
Yeah.
And, healing all that stuff from like my dad not being around, and like trying to fix things with him. It's just, I just want music that anyone, like any culture, any religion, no matter what you are, can relate to it in some way, like connect from the heart,
Yeah.
and just, man, I don't know, just try to put some hope out in the world, man. Cause it's like, the world's kind of crazy, and it's a dark place, and it's just, I've never really thought about like an agenda or like a specific message. I really just express what I feel at the time. If I'm happy, I'll write a happy song. If I'm like struggling with sobriety, I'll write about that. Or if I'm depressed, I'll write about that. It's just all my story of my journey of just trying to just grow as a human. I would say that's the message.
Okay. Yeah. As I think it's safe to say, music's helped with your, everyday life and, sobriety and everything, just the way you can put your, the way you feel and everything into your music.
Yeah. It's definitely music. It really helps you like kind of dig down and like find out how you feel. Cause you can like write down or record a song, then go back and listen to it from like an objective standpoint and kind of hear yourself,
Yeah.
Cause sometimes it's not, how you feel may not always be clear to yourself sometimes, but you can like share with other people and like kind of hear how they feel about it, or, really just like go back later on and just kind of see where your state of mind was at the time. And then just kind of realize like, oh man, like I've kind of grown from that point in time and understand it from a different perspective. It's definitely like a therapeutic thing. Cause I've always been told to like write from the heart and write, about things that you're actually living. So I've always just tried to do that, not try to like put up a front like of anything I don't have or that I'm not living.
Yeah.
And that, music is definitely going to kind of help me kind of find myself a lot more through that process.
Yeah. So, I know you kind of said you was dabbled in like guitar and stuff first, but as far as, even if it's not hip hop, who's been like your, kind of, let's say like inspiration or, like biggest influence on your career and everything?
Man, I don't know if I can pick just one person.
Oh, you name as many as you want.
Man.
Just kind of.
I really listened to everything growing up, man. God, that's a really hard question. Man, I say just any music that, any artist that writes like from the soul is really an inspiration to me. Like when they write about more than just surface level
Yeah.
like stuff. Like they're really writing about, like they're trying to like enlighten you or something through their self-expression. I mean, there's so many different artists I listen to.
Yeah, because that's
It's so hard to pick one, man. I don't think I can really pick a favorite. I mean, I can name off all the ones I listen to, but because I go to different artists for different things, you know.
Yeah.
Man, I listen to metal, freaking emo. I like country, jazz, classical, old school hip hop. New stuff coming out today. I listen to a lot, man.
Yeah, that's what I tell people too. Is that's one thing I love about music, because a lot of times you can listen to music and it surprises you. They can tell you how you feel without you actually knowing you felt that way about certain subjects, or
Yeah.
just everything you're going through.
Yeah, man. When I hear like other artists and their lyrics, like sometimes it can make you be like, oh man, I'm not alone in this. Like
Yeah.
I've been going through that too. And it's just cool to hear someone else and kind of hear what they think about it or how they got themselves through something. And
Yeah.
it can just, man, there's been songs that just helped me get through a day, like when I was in a really dark place.
Yeah.
And I've always tried to write stuff like that because it's just, man, music really, like, it really does like help you. I can't explain how, but like you said, you can learn about yourself through other people's self-expression.
Yeah.
Because we're all speaking from the heart in this music, so yeah, I totally agree with what you said. You can learn about yourself through other people's experiences.
Yeah. This kind of a new question. I've never asked anybody. Do you believe like today's type of music is kind of not really the downfall, but it's kind of holding back the way hip hop was actually meant to be? As far as like glorifying, like the street life and everything else. Or you
I
think
don't
that's
know.
just kind of like
It's hard to say, man, because hip hop is its own thing, and the experiences I grew up with are totally different from what other people in other areas may write with. I really believe some artists just write about what their environment is. But I think, I don't know if like the new music coming out is like a downfall. I think there's definitely some that's just, in my opinion, like some it's just not like, music for the soul. It's just kind of like they're just saying what's catchy or
Yeah.
But I kind of tend to like not listen to that stuff.
Yeah.
I really try to find the gems of like soul music pretty much. But yeah, I wouldn't say that new music's like a downfall. I think music's always changing. It's a constant evolving thing. But if you mean, are you talking about like mumble rap and stuff, like that stuff?
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, man. I think hip hop it'll kind of just take care of itself,
Yeah.
like whatever's not meant to be there, it'll weed it out eventually.
All right. You got any you got any albums out, or you just kind of release singles and stuff so far?
Yeah, I've just done singles.
Singles.
Because I never really thought this stuff would go anywhere, man. I just like writing music and playing shows every now and then, and
Yeah.
it's kind of getting to a point where I've been thinking about putting like an album together, or like even just like a 5-song EP to put out online. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. But yeah, when I was doing it, I was just going song to song. I wasn't really thinking ahead like that. I never really had the thought of like trying to do it for money, or I never really had like I guess like an agenda behind it. It's just something I like to do.
Okay.
And that's just what I do, is just put it out after I write it. But it's kind of getting to the point now where I'm thinking like, man, maybe I could like, start putting some stuff out and, see what happens.
So whenever you say, you never really thought it was going to kind of go this far, you really never thought it would, kind of go this far, did you?
No, I really didn't. It's kind of crazy to look back on, man. When I started, I was just like in my garage, just like listening to beats, just writing rhymes, and I didn't think I'd be like going to Vegas or anything, like doing nothing like that. Like, yeah, that's it's all crazy. But I'm kind of like starting to believe in it a little more, and just kind of like, man, okay, maybe there is something here, maybe I could do something with it if I put the focus in on it, and put the intention behind it.
Yeah, because even whenever I started this podcast, I reached out to Russell and stuff, and then kind of started talking with him and stuff. And one thing he told me, he said even with the podcast, he said if you put your heart and stuff into keep going. He said you'll be surprised where even a podcast can take you in the future.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know how to explain it, man. I wasn't like trying to be a rapper or do hip hop. It's just like following a feeling. It just happened. Like it's like something just pulls your heart to it, and then you just keep following that.
Yeah.
And I've always tried to just make sure all my intentions are pure, just to always express from the heart. Try to do it from a good place, and yeah, man, it's surprising like where it can take you just from connecting with people. I think like when you have like. I mean, even on podcasts, because you can like really connect with people and like reach their hearts, and like, people love listening to podcasts. Like, I listen to Russell's podcast all the time, dude. Man, that stuff gets me through some tough times sometimes. Just hearing them laugh, be goofy together, and hearing all those native stories. So I think, man, you just, I agree with you, man. Just keep it up, follow your heart, and keep putting your heart in it, and I think it'll grow on its own.
See, that's another thing I tell people. I like sitting down with people and talking about behind to me. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but an artist to me is like a character of the actual person. I like to get to know the actual person behind the music and everything. Like to sit down, because I'm a big YouTube fan about looking up interviews and even like the movies and stuff. I would always look at the extras and see how everything was made, and and I've always been a big fan of going behind the scenes and actually sitting down and looking at all that other stuff.
Yeah, same here. I love seeing the creative process.
Yeah.
It's like growing up, all this stuff kind of seemed like something we couldn't do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you never thought you could be like making your own music and stuff growing up, and then or it'd be so easy now.
Yeah.
Now that we got all these tools with the internet and all this like technology, it's like anyone can do it, and it's fun learning the behind the scenes process for me. Is because like, man, like I could do this too, and it's just But yeah, man, I get into all that behind the scenes stuff too, because it really, man, sometimes like after like the whole like behind the magic of it all, man, it's really just people making the crap. It's like it's really cool to see.
Well, how'd you? I told you how I heard about you. How'd you hook up with Hector?
Man, I don't even remember.
Yeah, okay.
He's just kind of, man, in my head, he's just like this chill dude that I see around Tulsa sometimes, and I don't know where. I think he just hit me up one day. He's like, hey, man, I'm going to put a show together. You want to do it? I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
I think it was just like that. Yeah. It wasn't anything too crazy behind it.
Yeah, because whenever I hooked up with him, there was a local guy from where I'm from. He was making music with the Outsiders at the time, and he told me, hit up Hector, and whenever I hit him up, he's like, yeah, I'll send you some people to try to get in contact with them. Frank Thompson was the first one. You was the second one. Then next thing I know, there's a whole list of people and stuff that I was like, man, how do you know all these people and
Dude.
stuff?
Well, if he's part of the music scene around here, man. There are so many good artists around here. I'm not even kidding, dude. When I started getting into the music scene around here and like playing shows, I started to like get blown away. I was like, dude, like it's like if you don't ever pay attention, you might not ever see it, or because man, but some of these artists around here are like just as good as the stuff on the radio, if not better. And it's just like they just don't have the recognition. Man, like, yeah, there are so many good artists. Like you would have a long list. Like if you went through all of them, man, you'd be doing shows for a while. But yeah, I mean, it's really surprising how many talented people there are around here, and you just don't hear about it until you like get into the scene and start like listening.
Yeah, whenever we was driving up here, that's what my girlfriend said. Tulsa's starting to become our like second home, because whenever like I said, whenever I first met Hector and stuff, he started telling me about all this stuff, and whenever we first met, we was actually outside of a show, and there was, you could hear the artists and stuff performing in there, and so I told her whenever we left, I said, it's a whole different vibe and stuff up here, There's so many different artists and stuff, and the way he was talking about the whole scene and stuff, but just because, I don't know if it's just because we're in Oklahoma that nobody really gives the recognition for as far as like the hip-hop scene and whatnot, I don't know if that's the reason why, or,
it might just, it just hasn't. I think it's just a matter of time, to be honest, man. There's so many good artists, because I really like listen to a lot of local music around here, and they're really that good. Like I think if they keep at it, man, people will start recognizing it. I don't know if there's something in the water around here or something. It's like every time I go to a local show and I hear another artist, I'm like, dude, how are people this good around here? It's really inspiring to me. I don't really get competitive or nothing. When I hear how good people are, I'm like, dude, that's. It inspires me when I go to a local show here and find like a new artist that's just like blows you away. Yeah, I love it, man.
All right. Well, before we get off here, I'll give you time, give shout outs and let people know where you find your music at, your Facebook, and just anything you want to say.
Shout out to my Muskogee people. Shout out to Stinjati, for always putting me on shows and kind of believing in my music too, like I believe in his, and Hector for connecting us. And if you want to hear my music, you can follow me on like Instagram, SoundCloud. I got a Facebook page for the music. WOTKO_music. That's for pretty much what'll connect you to all my stuff. I don't have anything up on Spotify yet. I've really been dwelling on doing that soon, but I do want to get some more like material together. I've got a few songs I'm working on now. Probably gonna go record a new one here pretty soon with that that 400 Waves. What was that? That Muskogee owned studio. The guys that opened up for Sinjati. I can't remember the name of the studio.
Prosper Studio.
Yeah. I want to go record a song with them. If you want to follow my pages, it's WOTKO_music. I've kind of been getting my spark again, writing a lot more, and, I'll be putting more stuff out in the future. I guess that's all I got to say. Just, if you want to check it out, thank you for listening. And, Mado.
Yeah, I just want to thank me personally. Thank you for allowing me to come into your house. Sit down and kind of talk with you and stuff. Look forward to in the future. Even if it's exchanging messages. Just kind of staying in contact and stuff. Because that's what the people I do the podcast with and stuff. That's what I tell them. I said, don't be surprised. Maybe a month or so, even probably even before then, I always kind of check up on people, see how, I just always kind of see how people's doing,
Yeah.
There's, to me, because I've had a few people tell me they appreciate that, because, there's, every day, or life happens so fast and stuff, there's not always people, checking up on somebody, and they always tell me, they appreciate it and stuff.
Yeah. No, man, I think that's an important thing, with all of us, like, trying to do stuff. I think it's important, especially for natives, to support each other. Whether you're supporting their business, their music, or, podcasts, I always love supporting people I connect with, even if it's just like, sharing something they posted. Sometimes it's that simple, but
man. That's another thing I'll tell people, it don't really hurt my feelings if they don't listen, even if they don't share stuff. You know, even if they don't listen and they just share. You know, I'm always appreciative. You know, just people's time and just because life really does go fast.
Yeah, it does, man. Yeah, man. Hit me up anytime, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever want a suggestion for other artists around here, I mean, I know some that are native and not native, but there's a lot of really good musicians around here that I could, connect you with. I'm sure Hector probably knows all of them. But
All right.
but yeah, man.
All right. Well, everybody, this is D-Rock signing off with Unknown Hip Hop Cultures. Signing off with Wotko.
Me to find the strength so that I can save myself. I can't be mad though, I got what I asked for. These are the lessons that I keep on coming back for. No, I know we must grow, but please don't get old. Your spirit is forever young, so keep it gold. Free my soul, it's screaming out, let me go. Now I know I'm only held by the chains I hold. So, oh yeah, we gotta keep it gold. All our stories are unique, they will not fit a mold. Pray that my people heal from all of the pain we hold. Light as a feather as we learn how to let it go. Yeah, and I'm back at it, one of the good hearts that have bad habits. I'm attacking problematic habits with higher dimensional tactics. And I've been breaking the cycles that were so problematic. Writing rhymes to harmonize and break through the static. No, I know we must grow, but please don't get old. Your spirit is forever young, so keep it gold. Free my soul, it's screaming out, let me go. Now I know I'm only held by the chains I hold.